As you know, this is my last term on the Dallas City Council, and I have thoroughly enjoyed being a council member for District 7. I got mic'd up. And as you know, this is my last term being on the Dallas City Council for District 7. I have thoroughly enjoyed being a council member for District 7. I live right around the corner. I love this neighborhood. Born and raised, went to school here.
What school?
Charles Rice, Earl C, and James Smith.
All right.
And so now it's time to give the torch to someone else. I have known Tiffinni for a number of years. She has served on the Planning Commission and the Park Board. No planning, but the Park Board. The Park Board. But she has been involved in City Hall. Was you a part of the Youth Commission? And she has just been a sister that has worked extremely hard to try to serve the city of Dallas. Tiffinni came to me a couple years ago and asked me would I support her if she ran for City Council for District 7, and I told her that I would. Tiffinni has ran a campaign before, so this is not her first time running a campaign, and so I'm very, very excited about that. Tiffinni, I think, will represent this district well. I have tried to do the very best that I can for this district. We've torn down a lot of houses. We have done some economic development. I have been working with our churros in this area, and we have one of them here, ICDC, with Ms. Ragsdale, who, and Thomas Mama on her board with ICDC. And so we have a number of churros in this area that I have worked with Parkland, and Ms. Ragsdale working with My Children Medical Center that's here, Children's Clinic that's here in New Parkland. We have some developers here. Gannon Hicks, Devin Hall, they'll be here in a minute, they just called me, and two partners, and so the list goes on, and of course, loving this community. This is not only the only community that I represent, but for East Dallas as well. So I had a portion of Upton Terrace. Mr. Carraway used to have practically all of Upton Terrace, and so now I have all of it. And the Ferguson Road Initiative. Mr. Carraway, come on up as well. Y'all, let's give it up for my colleague, Mr. Dwayne Carraway, Mayor, former Mayor, and Mayor Pro Tem. And I'm going to have him to say something about Tiffinni as well. You know, a lot of people come to me and say, well, you know, Tiffinni, I know Ms. Carraway very well. I said, well, I know Ms. Ragsdale very well. And so, and I'm not ashamed of that. I've learned a lot over the years working at ICDC. A lot of you don't know, I used to work at ICDC for many, many years, and that's where my grassroots organizing began, working with a housing economic development nonprofit. And it paid off for me, I think, in the long run. So now, Tiffinni, we got a lot of work ahead of us. We got to get her in the seat. And so we got a lot of walking to do. She has a lot of walking to do. We got the rest of the room, baby. But she got a lot of walking to do. I will walk with her as much as I can. A lot of telephone calling to do. A lot of telephone calling and a lot of walking. That's the purpose of this fundraiser. She needs dollars. You know, I tell people, if you want a good council person, you must give them good fundraisers so they can do the type of things that they need to help with their campaign. And of course, I just have to say this, you know, over the last 8 years I've been on the council, I appreciate each and every one of you who have supported me. I have taken all of my dollars and put it on my campaign. There are some people I just refuse to ask for money for, because I never wanted to be bought by anybody.
Amen. I
want to stand on my own and make good decisions. And so that's my heart and that's my feeling. And so I think Tiffinni if she wins, I tell people if, but we gotta make sure we can get her in the seat. So I think Tiffinni would do well for District 7. I told her I would not bug her as much. But I think she will make good decisions for us. So now I'm going to give the mic to Mr. Carraway, and then Ms. Tiffinni Young will have her words.
Hey, thank you. Y'all, let's give Councilwoman Davis a big round of applause for all that she's doing. And let me say to Councilwoman Ragsdale, you got it all started for us. And yes, Elsie Faye and others came before you, but you got it all started. And Leo and now Ms. Davis. But I say that to Tiffinni because you got some big shoes to fill. And let me say that she may be short in size, but she just begun to put her campaign office down at the foot of the bridge, right by Forest Park, in the middle of all the action. Now, why is this little woman gonna go down there? Because she is going to clean it up, and you got to start where the problem is and clean it up from that point and push it out. And that's exactly what's going on. I have seen these two approach people, and I've had to keep the windows locked when she's riding with me because she wants to get out the car and tell people to pull up their pants and put out them 40 ounces. And Carolyn has went and grabbed people's beer cans and just pulled their beer out and put me just in the middle of a fight. Okay? But that is the commitment and the sincerity that we have here in the both of them. And when you look at Tiffinni and her family being from the bottom, where they still go to church all of their lives at Golden Gate, in the bottom in Oak Cliff, and her parents on the deacon board, and her sisters here with the little newborn baby with all that little pretty hair. So we appreciate that. Tiffinni has been serving since she was 15, 16 years old. Barbara pulled in Tiffinni, and Tiffinni served on the first youth commission for the city of Dallas. She's been in City Hall since she was 15, 16 years old, and she's never turned away. She has served tremendously in community service and volunteerism, and she has served and done a great job on the Dallas Park and Recreation Board. For her to step down to take on this big task, we have no other choice but to step up to the plate and say, you want to go hit the ball on behalf of the citizens of this city and of District 7, we're going to support you. I just have to say those things because she's a big hitter. She's not going to be listening to me, so let's get that room stopped right now. She is the hardest-headed person I've ever met, but she is so very sincere. And that's very important because that tells you that she is independent. And that's what we need to know, and that's what we need to have. So I'm going to stop, but I want you to know this. Carolyn Davis has chose to step out and support her successor. So the great things that we enjoy now in sunny South Dallas and throughout District 7, she has chosen to pass this baton. Carolyn, I follow your lead, and I support you. Tiffinni, it's your time.
I guess I have such big shoes to follow, but I just want to start by saying thank you to Councilwoman Davis for all of her support. I did come to her a couple of years ago and asked her about serving, coming back, returning to the Park Board. I initially served for District 4, and let me also clear the record that I did not move to run. I was drawn into District 7 with redistricting. And so she had a vacancy, and I asked Councilwoman Davis if I could step in and fill that vacancy. And then I guess a few months after that, I shared with her that I wanted to run for this council seat when she was done. And so thank you for your support. Thank you for all of the leadership that you've shown to the district. And for sharing with me and bringing me up along the ranks to teach me. Then let me also pay homage to the Honorable Diane. Miss Diane has been involved with ICDC, but I remember you when I was a youth council member in the city, Councilwoman Ragsdale. We used to come down to council, we talked to all of them, all of the former council members. We had some tremendous problems with gangs in the city, and I met she was Barbara Mallory at the time, and this was her campaign manager. And one of the things, I was a student at Lawmaking High School.
She didn't win until I came.
And I was a student at Lawmaking High School, and one of the things that I challenged former Councilwoman Barbara Mallory Caraway with was creating something that the youth of the city could feel a part of. And she did exactly that when she got to City Hall. And so that's one of the things that I will strongly be focused on is youth empowerment, empowering our youth. They are the next generation of this city. We want to make sure that we are preparing great leaders to lead this city. So that's one of the things I will heavily be focused on is youth programming. Then we also want to make sure that we look and take care of our seniors in the district.
Thank you, baby.
Last part board meeting, we talked about the boomers, how many will come into that age range, and that we have to get some better senior services in the city. So that's another thing that I will be focused on. Obviously, Park and Rec spent a lot of time there. And one of the other great mentors that I have is none other than our former mayor pro tem, former deputy mayor pro tem, and now our councilman from District 4, Mr. Caraway, who has mentored me. And what I can say is that because of the preparation, because of the relationships that I've built, I know that I'm ready on day one to go to City Hall and go to work for the citizens of District 7. So I really want to thank them for the preparation that they've helped me with and all of the things that they've done to get me there and not having to find a bathroom on day one, but knowing who to go talk to and where to go and how to get things done. And I think my track record, I have a 21-year track record in this city of getting things done, and I think it speaks for itself. Then I just want to thank my family that is here. My parents are traveling back in town, but my sister and her brother and her husband, my brother-in-law, are here, as you heard, with my 2.5-month-old nephew. So thank you to my family raised me in Golden Gate. I'm a graduate of Lincoln High School. Grew up in the Pleasant Grove part of the district. But I must say that I grew up with my family. I have some of my classmates and schoolmates here from Lincoln tonight. So I really grew up in South Dallas as well. It's a community that I love. I truly feel like the daughter of the city that I know that I am. Special shout out to my sorority sisters that are here tonight, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Thank you all for coming. And thank you to each and every one of you that have come out and lent your support. I know that I will make you proud. Feel free. Some of you have shared with me that, you know, your relationship with Councilwoman Davis. Know that I'm that kind of person. My door will always be open when I win. I'm going to claim it tonight. But really looking forward to working with more of you. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot in the district. I previously served, as I said, for District 4. Some of the issues, just being able to figure out one of the things that I really am intent about is seeing the contracts. It's probably one of my favorite classes in law school was contracts. And so I really want to dig deep and look at the contracts and make sure the city's getting the right deal and that the taxpayers and constituents are getting the right deal so that we can make some things happen for District 7. Really excited to continue the vision that has been started by others in District 7 and then bring forth some new vision to fruition in District 7. So I'm happy to speak with you all. My resume is on the back of my card. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for coming tonight in the rain and the cold, and I'll get around and talk to you individually. Thank you. I forgot. Some of my former park board colleagues are here, Mr. Whitaker. Then we have my new successor who had his first park board meeting today, Sean Johnson, who is here with us tonight. And I'm confident, he's a former member of the City of Dallas Park and Recreation Department, and I'm confident that he will move forward and take care of the business at hand. And then my former colleague, our former vice chair of the park board, stand up, Ms. Terrell is back here hiding in the back. She, on today, filed her treasurer to run in City Council District 8. So thank you for being here. And then my treasurer is here. I forgot one of the most important people, Ms. Leilani Harriman. So thank you for being here. And if anybody has any more checks, please see Ms. Leilani. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Tiffinni, y'all. And Tiffinni also, I asked her to serve on housing if she can. You know, that's a big P for me. But for those developers that are here, don't worry. Tiffinni will be okay. There's enough people around her who understand and knows housing development that will continue to work with her. And so I'm very, very excited about passing the torch to Ms. Tiffinni, and you will do well. Okay, so everybody's here, and raise your hand if you're giving Tiffinni some campaign contribution. I just want to see those hands. All right. So that's what it's about. Okay, then, you guys have a good time.